We're back on the trail again. It's been way too long. Paramedic school's been hard, but we're back. We're on section 3 of the Pinhoti Trail now, and this is the Trammel Trailhead. But we got from now, which is late on Friday, until Sunday to do 11.2 miles, so.
We did double that last time. We're Gucci.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. So this section of the trail is relatively new, and this has a conservation fund made it possible to acquire this property. It's about 8 miles from here of road walking to where we were at the end of the last hike. It's definitely cooler than expected. Plants are starting to bud. Actually a decent view from up here. It's a nice forest out here though. We walked this far, and Dad and Jeff and Molly are leaving us here, and it's just nothing but us in the woods for a weekend.
And the sun for my eyeballs.
I love her eyes. It's just so quiet and peaceful. This is Forest Road 675. I think that up there's like a moonshine still or something. And the sun is setting behind the mountains, but because if we ended up camping along this road, I thought, you know, it might not be the best place to camp along the road. I realize now that that's probably not a huge risk. Over there's some big pieces of aluminum sheet metal. So sometimes the Sawyer filters, yeah, I get to doing this thing where they don't quite seat right on the back. And they still work, but you have to be careful to make sure that the water flowing out of the bag is flowing off to the side instead of into the cup. And if you fiddle with it a little bit, it goes back straight. Is some worth being aware of, because these are probably the most popular filter out there right now, and they do this occasionally. It's a problem. But usually if you fiddle with the seal long enough, you can get it to work a little better. It's just, like you can tell, it's not quite seated straight. There's this little white seal in there is what is messing up. Better. Some high quality creek water.
And it's just so pretty. I'm happy and it sounds so pleasant.
So I've been greatly enjoying my new sleeping pad. But it does take a while to blow it up, and you do end up in some kind of odd positions. Are they salted edamame? Mm-hmm. May have to borrow a few as well. So after quite a bit of struggle, got just a little bit of flame. Well, the fire ended up being fairly unsuccessful. It's a little polleny. We're all a little polleny tonight. Bless you.
Good morning.
Alright, so we are letting our breakfast cook over here. Eat some breakfast skillet. We've got a lot of love. That's all we need. I'd almost have assumed it was a railroad. Trail keeps on going. Kind of glad we don't have to walk over this hill. It's a lot of work for just a little fire service road. You can tell we're starting to get to a more mountainous environment. Up here on the side of us, you see the slope. But we're gonna slowly work our way up here. We're making it up this hill much faster than we initially anticipated. It is a bit cold. A fierce wind, as Marianne said. But the trail is well built, high quality, and we're fairly well rested and moving along. That white line out there in those buildings, I believe, is the town of Sylacauga. So you can also see how much elevation we've really gained. Box turtle shell right there. We've crossed the high point of the trail. We're actually going slightly downhill now, but we're on top of this ridge, and you can see off both sides that we're the highest thing around right now in more than one way. Just kidding. In just the one way. The Pinhoti really has some good views all along, especially this part where it goes all along the ridge. Somebody spent a lot of time cutting one tree off the trail, and I picture that this other tree fell as soon as he was done, and he just gave up. I love seeing the life come back in spring. So out here somewhere kind of in the middle of section 3. It's kind of weird to be out here in the middle of all this nature and then have a big metal structure. I'd like to give a shout out to springtime pollen on our feet. Further shout out to my beautiful wife who bought me these boots, which are just great. And that ridge way over there is where the Pinhoti also goes. Although we're not going there today. It's like the trail hits a crossroad. But that's the way we go. Well, we've made it 4 miles already. It's not quite 11.
We're mostly halfway there.
Yeah. And I think this is where we're gonna stop for lunch. There's a pretty good view this way. So we found this cool lunch spot. We're in under a shelf. It's protecting us from the wind a little bit. And we're probably gonna go ahead and finish today because it's only 4.7 miles. So
We're gonna have some lasagna and some oatmeal.
we are about to get back started and head on to Bull's Gap. It's about 12:30, so we've got 6-ish hours of daylight left.
It looks so different from the beginning of the trail. Look, flowers. I love flowers.
Your hands are cold.
I told you.
I think those are violets. At least that's what Dad said they were earlier. So what you didn't see is I just limboed underneath this tree.
It says White Gap.
It looks like they've actually blazed it.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's blazes on the trees right here to match the yellow writing. Well, we just realized that Alex lost his water bottle, so he is currently putting on the Pinhoti Trail Hikers page on Facebook. We'll see if they can find it on their next hike.
My trash bag is acting as a bear bell. We've walked for a little while longer, and there's another trail that somebody's blazed down to some water. We're meeting Dad at around 5 o'clock, which I think we might be there before then. Marianne's boot is actually brown underneath that. That is all pollen. Those hills, this hill over here was where we started at the base of, and we went up it. So you can see pretty much the whole way we've gone to here. The road is right down there, which means we've pretty much made it.
Woohoo! We're almost there.
It's been a really good walk. I felt a little bit more like we were just kind of walking in the woods, even though it was a fairly rough trail.
I feel really good.
But yeah, the wind was blowing pretty good on top of the hills. I'd say it was pretty properly cold in some places. Dad and Jeff are coming to pick us up, maybe others. And we may go to Olive Garden tonight.
Woohoo!
I can't speak for you guys, but that sounds real good to me. Perfect. And not slow moving either. Basically 13 functional miles south of here is where we started. So anyway, here's Jeff.
Hello.
She came to save us. Father. They were nice enough to come pick us up a day early.